I think the thing that I think about a lot is figuring out what is AI good at doing and what is it not very good at doing. So, AI is not good at everything. AI is good at specific predictive tasks. My name's Alayna Kennedy. I work for Mastercard's AI governance program. And what we do at that program is we review all of the AI that Mastercard builds internally or buys externally. So everything comes across our desk and we make sure that it's fair, transparent, responsible, and really trustworthy. So making sure that happens at scale across all the products that you see.
I think the first question I want to ask you in particular is actually if there's any myths or stories that you think we're telling about AI in the general public or things that you've heard that you're like, what?
That is such a good question. I'm sure the answer to that is yes. I think the thing that I think about a lot is figuring out what is AI good at doing and what is it not very good at doing. So, AI is not good at everything. AI is good at specific predictive tasks, but there's a lot of things it can't do. So, for example, I actually just ran a book club at Mastercard on the Apple Illusions of Thinking paper.
Yep.
And generative AI is really bad at exact reasoning tasks, multiplication, algorithmic exact reasoning, things like that. And that makes a lot of sense to me based on the architecture of the way that tokens are inputted and outputted from these systems.
Yep.
And anyway, short story is that it's not good at everything.
Yeah.
It's not, for example, good at exact reasoning, and we can see that empirically.
Yeah. So we're going to do what in research we would call speculative design, kind of future thinking.
Okay.
When you're thinking about your ideal futures for technology, it can be AI, which we're all talking about, or it can be whatever. What does that look like to you? Maybe in 5 years, 10 years, maybe 50 years?
Yeah, that's a great question. I really think it is built on an ecosystem of trust and on creating trustworthy systems, right? And so we do that at scale and for individuals. At Mastercard, we're really focused on this idea of trustworthiness, which is you're a person interacting with the system, do you feel like you can trust it, right? And so that works on a model level, but it also works for broader policy and ecosystem design, right? Where do we trust that the rules that we've created to govern the system is building trustworthy systems? So I think that's my vision for the future. It's something we're actively working towards. And I think just the idea of can I trust this? And I think that's a lot of the failure modes that you see now is you can't really always trust the outputs of ChatGPT, right? It says that in the...
It's literally right there.
It makes mistakes, right? So I think that's my keyword is focusing on trustworthiness.
And the last question that I have, because so often we speak in big picture generalities, I'm wondering for you, either in your work or people you've worked with or yourself, do you have a story or an example of technology for good?
Sure. Actually, I will plug the Mastercard AI for Social Good team.
Yeah.
So they work a lot with different philanthropies, different small businesses on how are we using AI and using this really powerful technology to do great things. One of the things that we did this year, the AI for Social Good team did, is bring on a bunch of startups that are using AI systems, getting access to Mastercard resources and experts and pushing them out there. And there was one startup from India that was focusing on bee health. It was how do we get wild bees to populate flowers more effectively and protect them from smog, animals, all these other things. And they're using AI to track and predict that. And they're seeing a huge increase in wild bee population. And
that's awesome, though. That's awesome.
Tons of examples like that, but I thought that one was particularly cute.
Well, that's amazing. That was the last question I have for you. Thank you so much for joining us for this interview.